I like to make up fake sayings. Throughout high school, me and my BFF, Jacob Cedarberg, who used to be the producer of this show back when it was on video when we recorded it in my basement. Alas, now we've moved on to college. So he goes to a different school than I do. Of course, that's why you haven't seen either of us together. I guess I can't use the same logic to say why Jason's not here. Jason is literally 15 feet away from me right now in the other room. But he's not on the show either. It's just me. Either way, throughout high school, freshman year, senior year, me and Jacob Cedarberg had the same homeroom. We got along very well. And we got along by making up weird fake sayings that sounded like the regular sayings, except they were just a little bit off. I'm going to read a couple to you. Now, I don't have any anecdotes about us using these, I don't think. Just in general, this is something I like to do. I find it funny, and I urge you to go out on your own and do the same thing. And if you come up with any more than what I'm coming up with, put them in the comments, because I would use these all the time. First of all, this is one I made up recently. I've been testing it at work and stuff, and this is what made me think about talking about this topic. But I've been saying, yeah, that ain't half good. Well, here's some context, actually. I said I wouldn't have any anecdotes, but I would go into a trailer and say, this trailer ain't half bad. And then someone would go, really? It's not bad? I think it's pretty bad. I go, well, hey, it ain't half good either. So I'd say something like that. I guess this is just going to be an episode about me saying how I think I'm hilarious, coming up with these sayings, but don't take it that way. This is just me telling you to say the same jokes as I do, and they've worked well with me. That's why I'm giving them to you. That ain't half good, that's recent. So I can't actually say whether or not it's a great saying. But these other ones that I made up in high school, these are funny to me. So you know the saying, highway robbery? Like, oh, these shoes are $300, that's highway robbery. Well, I started saying highway bribery. And of course, the key to these jokes is you can't, like, say highway bribery. Get it? You just have to say, that's highway bribery. Come on, that's no cool. And you just have to say it like that's what you think it is. Actually, maybe I'll look up this list real quick. I know PETA, the People Against Ethical Treatment of, People's Ethics Against Treatment of Pets, Animals. PETA tweet, feed a fed horse. Obviously, if you remember the old episodes of White Coffee, you know that PETA, I would try to find this tweet on Twitter, but they've blocked me on Twitter, so I can't. Okay, PETA, here, I'll find the article. This is exactly what I'm saying. I'll save it for later. I'm sorry. I know on this show I jump around a lot. I wasn't prepared to think about this. This is out of nowhere. I'm going to go back. I'm going to come back to that. Don't worry. But for right now, I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to finish the list. So, the saying, crisis averted? Oh, that crisis has been averted. Oh, we just put the house out of, I was on fire, now it's not. The crisis averted. Me and my friend would say, Christ is averted. And again, I mean, not to bring Christ into it, and I don't want to get sent to hell or anything. Hopefully God can take a joke and know that I'm not being serious and thinking that Christ should be averted. But it's, yet again, if you say it quickly, but obviously, and then act, like, you have to pretend like you don't know that you said it, or that it's wrong, it's very funny. So you'd say, oh, I almost tripped over my shoe, but luckily I saw it in time. Crisis averted. Oh, that was bad. Luckily I saw it in time. Christ is averted. Next, of course, you have the saying, might as well. Like, I didn't want to have to eat these stale Lucky Charms, but it's all I got in the cupboard, so I might as well. So we're all familiar with that. But, of course, I would change it up, and I would just say, mine as well. Or minus, like M-I-N-U-S. So there's like 3 different ones. Mine is well, minus well, mine as well, I guess. I don't know, it's up to you, but... Or if you use it in a sentence, like, you can't, mine as well is of course a sentence. Like, if you say, hey, how's your dog? And you say, hey, mine as well. But same situation. What is going on here? Who's playing? Alright. What the heck? Hey, thanks a lot, Washington Post. Please, if you're going to play some sounds, at least Warner Brother. I guess that's another good one. I used that the other day. Like the movie. That's not even on my list. That kind of just happened. You know what? Maybe that was God coming back and saying, hey, I can take a joke. And you know what? I'm going to give you one right here. So, of course, you could say, hey, warn a brother. But there's a movie company, as everyone knows, Warner Brothers. So you're like, hey, if you're going to do that, at least Warner Brothers. Sorry. Back to mine as well. You would say, oh, my cereal. That's all I got. I have to eat stale Lucky Charms. Okay, I don't want to have to eat these stale Lucky Charms, but that's all I got in the cupboard, so I might as well. That one's a little more. It's not as funny because a lot of people do say mine as well, just in general. But if you know the right one and you say that, I guess you can say it funny. My favorite one of all time. This is the first one I ever made up, and I didn't know if it was gonna stick or not. There's some things that I try to say to Jacob that I'm like, is this funny? Is this funny? And not that we equally go back and forth on like what sticks or not. So I was coming to him with like, here's an idea. So this is the OG fake saying. I thought it'd be funny instead of saying long story short. Like if you're like, well, you want to hear about how I crashed my car? Well, long story short, I took a wrong turn down a one-way road. Which, of course, me and Colin did in Erie, if you listened to last episode. But my joke is to say, well, you want to hear about how I crashed my car? Well, Toy Story short, I went the wrong way down a one-way road. So, Toy Story short, that's the joke. That's all I got. We're 6 minutes in. Hopefully that kept you encapsulated. That's the end of the episode. Just kidding. But I'll go over them again just to be quick, just to have them in one strong place. Ain't Half Good, Highway Bribery, Christ is Averted, Mine as Well, Toy Story Short, and of course Warner Brother. And I guess if we're gonna include Ain't Half Good, that's not that's not a saying that sounds like something else. I guess in a way it is. It's joking off Ain't Half Bad. Whatever. I'm sorry I even brought it up for even second guessing myself. That's all right. I have been saying a lot, though. These are just sayings I made up now. I guess if I'm going to get into that. I've been saying jam and a half a lot. Like, oh, that's a good song. Yeah, that's a jam and a half. Speaking of jams and a half, we're going to say the song of the week early this week. We're going to start with the end. I'm just trying to, what's the word, stall. Well, I find the song. This again is another Simon and Garfunkel song. It's called The Only Living Boy in New York, off of the album Bridge Over Troubled Water. It's a beautiful song. It gets into the chorus. It's a jam and a half, like I said. And of course, right now, if the next 10 seconds are muted, it's because YouTube copyrighted the song. But it's called The Only Living Boy in New York. So if it's gone, go look it up. It's on YouTube, of course, but it's a beautiful song. I'm just gonna cut to the chorus because it's awesome. It's very chill. It's a very chill song. The rest of the song is very calm. But again, that doesn't do it justice. I mean, it's a whatever 6 minutes. No, I don't know. 3 minute song. It's just it's 60s song, so it's nothing crazy, but it's just very calm. I like it a lot. I just bought that album today, actually. Well, I bought it 2 days ago, but it got here today from Amazon on a classic record player. I have a record player because I'm crazy. Actually, I think I talked about that before. And I played that replacement song. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. That's what happens when you get to 19 episodes. Are you excited, ladies and gentlemen? We got to 19 episodes of White Coffee. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing because we didn't seem to grow at all during it as the channel went on. But that's all right. And as I click into the internet here, I realize I never read our the PETA replacement words. So sorry, I'm sorry I'm jumping around. I said I'd get back to it and I didn't, but here I am now. I guess all right. Shut up, Harrison. So PETA came out with a similar thing to what I was saying, except they were serious about it. They didn't want to have anything about dangerous acts done to animals. So they came out with these couple replacements where they say, instead of saying the classic saying, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, say, feed 2 birds with 1 scone. I put the emphasis on 2, but the replacement word was feed 2 birds with 1 scone. Instead of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Of course, the classic saying, be the guinea pig, which no one really says that though. You should say, be the test tube. And my personal favorite, instead of saying to do something over and over, to say, beat a dead horse. Instead of saying, beat a dead horse, because it's offensive to horses, you should say, feed a fed horse. Which gets the same point across, but it's not as fun. Actually, this picture cut out 2 of them, but there's 2 more. Bring home the bacon should be replaced with bring home the bagels, because that's not offensive to animals. And lastly, take the bull by the horns, you should say take the flower by the thorns, which Doesn't make sense, because taking a bull by the horns is to face something head on. I guess you could, if no, you know what? That does make sense. The only reason I said it doesn't make sense is because it's stupid, and it is stupid. And PETA, I'm glad you blocked me on Twitter. If you hear me, I don't want you ever to unblock me. What else do I have in my notes here? We went over the song of the day. Here's something. It just says enunciate words. Now, I don't know if this is a note to me, making sure I enunciate my words, but I'll use it as a note to my audience as well that says, enunciate your words. It's just it's lazy people mumble. Lazy people mumble. So always make sure you enunciate your words. And if you mess up, if you're talking fast, that's all right. I'm not saying you should be shot if you mess up once. But if you're talking real fast and you're like, yeah, so I was walking, and then you take a second. See what I just did right there? I was walking over my words here, but I'm taking a moment to repeat myself and enunciate my words. So you should stop and go, I was walking down the street and I tripped over my shoelace. Instead of going, I was walking down the street, I tripped over my shoelace. And just ignore when you talk over yourself. Don't ignore it. Stop and repeat yourself. It'll make everyone appreciate you, and they won't look at you as a lazy bum. Because only lazy people mumble. That's why I hate when Jimmy Fallon talks about his career, the show that got him his fame. Of course, we all know I'm talking about SNL. I'm talking about Saturday Night Live. When Jimmy Fallon talks about Saturday Night Live, and when a lot of people talk about the show Saturday Night Live, they call it Saturday Night Live. They go, yeah, my years on Saturday Night Live was so crazy. We got a lot of laughs there. We had a lot of laughs, and I made a lot of good friends there on my my time on Saturday Night Live. And it's like, look, you don't have to follow the enunciation rule everywhere you go. I get it. But this is the show that made you famous. And you can't even get it you can't even give it you can't even give it the time to enunciate. You can't even enunciate. You can't give it the respect. Sorry, that's the word I meant to say. You can't even give it the respect it deserves by enunciating the show that made you famous. And that's why I don't like Jimmy Fallon. I'm sorry. What else does it say? Gym. I've been going to the gym. I hit my personal record on the bench today of 180 pounds, which is good. I hear your minimum should be to bench your weight. And I do weigh 180 pounds. I'm 6'1" and I weigh 180 pounds. I think my body mass index, or whatever that's called, is healthy. I don't know if it is or not. I think it is. Spaghetti. I do love spaghetti. I haven't gone to Giant in about 2 weeks, and I really do need to get more food. I don't have any food here. I have Easy Mac and popcorn. I'm not eating that for dinner. All I do have is spaghetti. So, of course, I have food. I have oatmeal and stuff, but when I come home from work, I haven't eaten since, 3 o'clock. I need to have a big meal. So that's why I like spaghetti. I like to have a big meal. All I have right now is spaghetti. Sorry. I was thinking about something else there because I realized we made it 13 minutes into the episode without me explaining why this episode's out late. Last episode was out late because I was very busy all day. Today, I wasn't really busy all day. I just didn't get around to the episode, but I realized I liked the flow of the episode a lot more when I recorded it after work as opposed to when I recorded it in between classes, or in between like chores that I do Tuesdays, Thursdays. Because it's Tuesdays, Thursdays. Of course, I record White Coffee on those days because I don't have classes, but that's the days I do all my chores. Like whether I go to Giant or it's going to the gym or stuff like that. Like I still have stuff to do. It's just personal stuff. So today, or Thursday when I recorded, I forgot about White Coffee. I put it off to the end of the day, but I realized recording that episode was a lot more comfortable at the end of the night when I didn't really have anything holding me back. So I'm doing it again tonight, and hopefully from now on the episodes will be out at a regular time on Thursdays, because I think I'm going to record them Monday nights and Tuesday nights now instead, which will be nice because even like today, I don't want to be up too late because I have class tomorrow morning at 8. Whereas at Monday night and Tuesday night, or Monday night and Wednesday night, I don't have class the next morning, which is a lie. Tuesday mornings I have 8 a.m.s, but I don't have to go, so I'm not worried about staying up late. So that's a little behind the scenes, taking a step back from the White Coffee episode to explain to you the new schedule. I guess the only people that would actually care about that are the people that made it this far into the episode. I know there's people that they don't watch the entire thing, so which is all right with me. I guess I'm just saying, if you're not going to watch the whole thing, if you don't make it up to this point, this message isn't for you anyway, because you clearly don't care about when the episodes come out, which is alright. I'm just saying. What else we got here? Movies to watch. I do have a lot of movies to watch. There's movies I've had since freshman year, since going into freshman year, which of course is now 5 years ago, that I haven't watched. Jurassic Park 2 and 3, I never finished. My sister bought me those movies because she pulled a mean trick on me and told on me for doing something that was supposed to be a secret to my parents, and I got very upset. And then she bought me movies to make it up to me. And I feel bad because I never watched the movies, but come on, Jurassic Park 2 and 3. Who's going to watch those movies? I'll get around to it one day. I've had them for 5 years, though, I guess is all I was going to say. Secondly, I have the movie War Dogs. Never watched that. I always wanted to. Miles Teller. Yeah, I always get him and Ansel Elgort mixed up. Miles Teller and Jonah Hill are in something about guns. That's all I know. I bought that movie on Blu-ray, 9th grade. Never watched it. Same with the movie 13 Hours in Benghazi with John Krasinski. I never watched that movie, but I have it. The movie My Cousin Vinny. The movie American Werewolf in London. I have a lot of movies that I've been racking up for a while now that I've never, ever given the time of day. And I apologize, but I'm not going to watch them. Same with Black Panther. I got that, I think, junior year on Blu-ray. Senior year, because I got all the Avengers movies to get ready to watch Endgame. And so I bought them all. Bought Black Panther, like that's still in the plastic. Spider-Man Homecoming is still in the plastic. Spider-Man Far From Home is still in the plastic. Sorry, Homecoming I've watched. Far From Home's in the plastic. But the movie I need to watch next is a beautiful movie, and it's the movie of the day, actually. So maybe we can all watch it at the same time. It's the movie with Jim Carrey from 2004. It is currently on Netflix. It got an 8.3 on IMDb, starring Kate Winslet and Jim Carrey. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. This is a beautiful movie, one of my favorite movies of all time. Combines romance and sci-fi and drama. After a painful breakup, Clementine, Kate Winslet, undergoes a procedure to erase memories of her former boyfriend Joel, Jim Carrey, from her mind. When Joel discovers that Clementine is going to extremes to forget their relationship, he undergoes the same procedure and slowly begins to forget the woman that he loved. Directed by the former music video director Michael Gondry, the visually arresting film explores the intricacy of relationships and the pain of loss. So yeah, I hope I'm not giving anything away here, but as Jim Carrey is undergoing this procedure where memories of his ex-girlfriend are being destroyed, he slowly starts to realize this is not what he wants, but he's asleep. How can he tell the people that are doing this experiment on him, this procedure on him, to stop? That's the movie, and it is incredible. I didn't know what it was about until I watched it, and I love it. I love that movie, and it deserves a rewatch. And if you haven't watched it ever, it deserves a watch. That's my advice about movies. Don't watch the trailer. You'll know if you want to watch it. If you want to watch it, just watch it. Well, alright, so I guess I'm kind of contradicting myself here, because every time I tell you about the movie Eternal Sunshine, every time I tell you about the movie of the day, I give you a plot description, which I hope I'm not giving anything away. But I don't want to just say, hey, watch Eternal Sunshine. See you later. That's the end of the part. But my advice to you, other than listening to the plot description of what I give you off Google, is don't watch the trailer. Just watch the movie. Give it a shot. If you don't like it, whatever. You're going to realize in 20 minutes if you don't like the movie or not. But you don't need to watch a trailer for Eternal Sunshine. You don't need to watch the trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home. What? Let me guess. Spider-Man's in it and he gets a bad guy. I mean, yeah, I'm still going to watch it regardless. Who's watched the trailer and goes, this doesn't seem good? Even for movies that don't actually end up not being good. The trailer is supposed to look good. Just watch the movie. That's my rant about movies. I'm sorry. And of course, if we're going to talk about the movie of the day, we've already said the song of the day. The word of the day is it's a simple word. It's a noun. Noun. Describing adroitness and sensitivity in dealing with others or difficult issues. The word is tact. T-A-C-T. And I have this word written down. I might have actually had it as the word of the day before. So it's in my list of words of the day. The word adroitness. If you don't know what that means, we're going to look it up here. I'll give you 2 words of the day to further explain the word tact. The word adroitness is a noun. It means cleverness or skill. So tact is the skill and sensitivity in dealing with others with difficult issues. Dealing with others or difficult issues. So if you're, skillful in being able to handle yourself, basically, you have tact. That's a wonderful word. It's a good way to describe someone, too. If someone says you have tact, you should thank them. Now we're wrapping up with the word of the day. I hope I'm slowly figuring out white coffee here. I mean, we're 20 episodes in, but you also have to remember, 2 episodes a week are half bad, half good. They are not half good. 2 episodes a week. We're doing it for 10 weeks. So I'm slowly figuring out what works, what doesn't work. I think this list idea worked. Last week's episode did pretty well. So far, after 5 days, we're at like 85 views or something on that president one. But there's not really any, what's the word? Commonality. I know there's a different word for it, but I can't think. Consistency. Sorry. I know I forget words a lot on the show. Right now we're at 84 views on the So Who's the President episode, which is what came out Thursday. But that's certainly good. It's certainly up from the previous episode, which is 46. But before that, the episode had 66 views. Before that, the episode had 35. Before that, the episode had 57. So it goes back and forth. It goes 84, 46, 66, 35, 57, 36, 113, 55, 62. So it goes back and forth. Which is, so I think Tuesday episodes do bad. Thursday episodes do good. Tuesday episodes do bad. So maybe this episode wasn't worth recording anyway, because it seems to look like Tuesday episodes aren't as popular. But that's okay. Like I said, we're still learning. And I hope you learned a lot from the movies I recommended, the song I showed you, The Only Living Boy in New York, of course, classic Simon & Garfunkel, like I said, and the words I taught you, tact and adroitness. I guess I'm going to explain them all. I should say the movie of the day I showed you, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, blah, blah, blah. Now, I know it's only 23 minutes, or 21 and a half minutes in, but I'm incredibly hungry. I got off work. I'm just trying to give you a short episode to cleanse your palate. Thursday's episode will hopefully be better. I'm going to record it tomorrow night, so hopefully it won't be terrible. I only have one day to think about what it should be about. But it'll be up Thursday, hopefully at a normal time. I'm going to go make spaghetti. If you can't, I don't know how obvious it is through the mic, whether or not you can hear that I have absolutely no saliva in my mouth, and I'm incredibly thirsty, and I don't have any water around me. I'm going to go. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm sorry that it was recorded late. Again, if you care enough that it was late, you probably listened to the whole episode anyway, and you understand why it was late. I'm trying out some new stuff, and at the expense of the show coming out on time, I had to record this episode late. If I had thought about it last night, I would have recorded it last night. But today I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait until after work again, because last week went by so well. And the episode got a lot of views, and maybe it's because it was actually a good episode. I was very pleased with it. But today, I'm going to end this episode today. I'm trying to draw it out a little bit, but I'm going to end it. I'll see you all on Thursday, where maybe we'll know who the president is. I'm going to go make some spaghetti. Goodbye.